Hi everyone, and welcome to the April edition of the Cyclone Snapshot. We have a great show planned today. In a little while, I'll be speaking with two of our talented science research students who will share some insight into the science research program and the science department here at Southside High School. But first, here's a short recap of what was a great month of March at Southside High School. During the month of March, our talented musicians participated in the all-district concerts at Southside Middle School. It was amazing to see district-wide the talented musicians showing off their craft. Excellent job by all of our students involved, and thank you to our dedicated music teachers for their support of our students. Also during March, we celebrated our student athletes who made it to the state-level competition during the winter season. Congratulations to the boys varsity basketball team, winter track athletes John Frazier and Claire Bohan, and swimmers and divers Nick Rhodes, Tommy McCarthy, and Danny Walter. Well done. Here is a clip from the send-off and the state recognition celebration at the high school.
Are you ready
Our DECA Club sent over 80 students to the state competition in Rochester and had 13 students qualify for the national competition in Orlando, Florida. Congratulations to all students who participated, and especially those who made it to nationals. Well done. Also in March, our Sources of Strength team held their We Belong campaign. This was an effort to make sure that all students and staff in our building feel included and a part of. Also during that campaign, our adult advisors participated in Mentor Madness, where students came and watched their teachers engage in competitive but fun activities. This form of connection building between students and staff is what our Sources of Strength program is all about. Thank you to our adult advisors and our student leaders, and especially Ms. Noor for her leadership of the program. Also in March, the Context Literary Magazine held its annual open mic night. It was a great night of student music and poetry and artistic expression. Thank you to Ms. Goro and the faculty that helped put this event together. During the week of March 27th, IB Visual Arts students participated in the IB Art exhibit. Thank you to Ms. Lamoureux for her work in helping produce this event. It was a great opportunity for our art students to showcase their fantastic work. On March 29th and March 30th, our Theory of Knowledge students demonstrated all of their knowledge that they've acquired over the years here at Southside during the TOK exhibition. Great work by all involved, showcasing how their knowledge is able to be translated across multiple content areas. It was great seeing all of their hard work in the library. I'd now like to welcome our guests, Elena and Sergio, who are both two dedicated members of our science research program and science department here at the high school. Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
So, Elena, if you can just start, can you tell us, our viewers, a little bit about the science research program here at Southside High School?
So there's two science research classes. There's one for 9th and 10th graders, and then one for seniors and juniors. And the first science research class usually focuses more on in-class projects and research. And then the second class for upperclassmen focuses more on out-of-school research and other programs.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great opportunity for those students involved in that. Sergio, do you want to add anything about science research?
Yeah, like Mr. Weiss gives you a lot of great opportunities like over the summer, and like wants to get you involved in many different maybe colleges and universities where you can work on science research projects, and like it's just really great.
That's great. I'm glad you mentioned that. So my next question is, if you could tell us a little bit about your projects and maybe some partnerships that you've forged with some local universities as you've been doing your work.
So I was a part of the Garcia research program at Stony Brook over the summer. I worked with a small group of students and a grad student on a project that focused on a treatment for brain aneurysms, and the students and I researched in the lab, and we wrote papers about our work.
That's fantastic. Sergio, how about you? What are you working on?
So even though I wasn't old enough last year technically, Mr. Weiss was still able to get me into the Garcia program at Stony Brook. And I wasn't allowed to go in the labs, but I was still doing research with like two other kids, and we were working on helping make people who suffer from quadriplegia, which is when you're paralyzed in all four limbs, making their lives easier and having them control their control their wheelchair with a device that's in their mouth.
Wow. Both the projects you mentioned are really such important components and really important work. So it's so great to hear you guys working on such meaningful and useful projects. Also, partnering with a university like Stony Brook, I'm sure has given you guys a lot of experience on what next level research looks like from when you guys get off into college.
Yeah.
Awesome. So tell our viewers a little bit about what being a part of science research has meant to you and has improved you as a learner here at Southside High School.
So I've taken science research for 2 years, and in science research 1, I learned a lot about writing and the scientific method, and especially being a full IB student, that helps a lot because with the extended essay, like my topic is about science, so I need to know how to write about science research. And this year, science research has definitely helped me like through experience because I got to work in a lab, and I've never done something like that, and it was a great experience overall.
That's great. Sergio, how about you? How has it impacted you?
Science research is a very big part of my high school career because I've been taking it all 3 years. I'm going to take it next year too. And the teachers have helped me a lot getting through like projects and making presentations in front of like a group of people and judges, which is important, like public speaking, and like writing research papers, long papers. That's very important.
Yes, so many important skills that you guys just mentioned that are woven in throughout the science research program, which is really prepare you for next steps for you guys, which is awesome. So every year the science department holds the Science Fair and Symposium in April. This year's event is being held on April 19th. At 7 o'clock we have the science fair, and right before that at 6:30 is the symposium. So Elena, can you tell us a little bit about what viewers can expect at the science fair, 7 o'clock, the 7 o'clock event?
So the science fair is usually for 9th and 10th grade students in living environment and chemistry. They have a trifold poster that shows either an experiment that they performed or a research project. And teachers and parents and students can all walk through all the trifolds and see all the research that everyone's done.
Awesome, great. Sergio, what can we see what do we expect to see at the Science Symposium?
So at the Science Symposium, it's all grades and like everyone who's in science research, and you present the project that you've been working on in class with like your group, and the teachers and your parents can come too, and you dress up nice. And then after about 30 minutes, like when everyone walks around and learns about all the different projects that the kids have been working on that year, then the science research teachers like kind of show you what we've been doing and explain to you what we actually do in science research.
Oh, that's great. So April 19th is the date. We encourage all of our viewers to come consider joining us 6:30 p.m. for the Science Symposium for insight into our science research program. And also then following right after at 7 o'clock, our 9th and 10th graders who've done some work with their projects. We're looking forward to celebrating them as well that night too. I'd also like to take this time just to thank our science teachers within our department for helping accommodate this event and working with our students to make sure they get the experience of conducting experiments, writing papers, and getting that feedback that is so valuable and useful to them. We look forward to celebrating our science department that night, so we thank our staff who are all involved in that very much so. So Elena and Sergio, thank you so much for coming on tonight, giving us an opportunity to share an insight into our science program and our science research program. So thank you, and we appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd now like to remind our viewers of some upcoming important dates at the high school. Our April spring recess begins on Thursday, April 6th, and students and staff will return from the break on Monday, April 17th. We wish everybody who's celebrating a happy holiday. On Monday, April 17th, we're hosting the World Language Honor Society induction ceremony at the high school. That'll be in the auditorium at 7 p.m. Congratulations to those students being recognized, and thank you to Ms. Friel for her work in organizing this event. On Wednesday, April 19th, we are hosting the Science Symposium and Science Fair at the high school. As we mentioned before, the symposium will begin at 6:30 in the cafeteria, and the Science Fair will follow at 7 p.m. in the gym. We look forward to a great evening of science celebration at the high school. A big thank you goes out to Mr. Ciccone and Mr. Weiss for their work in organizing this event. On Thursday, April 20th, we are hosting the National Art Honor Society induction ceremony at 7 p.m. in the Commons. Congratulations to those being inducted, and thank you to Mr. Gamache for facilitating this event. Also on Thursday, April 20th, there's a PTA meeting at the high school. We look forward to that meeting and giving out information to our parents. The high school spring musical production of Urinetown will be held on the following dates: Wednesday, April 26th at 4 p.m., which will be a preview for our senior citizens in the community. Thursday, April 27th, Friday, April 28th, and Saturday, April 29th. The showings will be at 7:30 p.m. in the high school auditorium. Break a leg for all of our participants. Thank you to Ms. Seidemann and her staff for their work in this production. On Friday, April 28th, the IB and AP exam testing begins and will run through Friday, May 19th. We wish all of our students good luck on their exams, and I encourage all of our students to be proactive and reach out to their supports in the building if they need help in preparation for these exams. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today for the April Snapshot. A special thanks again to our guests, Elena and Sergio. Please consider joining us on April 19th for the Science Fair and Symposium as we celebrate our wonderful students and the science department at large. A friendly reminder to consider following the Rockville Center School District on Twitter for district-related updates at RVC Schools, and follow me for Southside High School building-related updates at Pat_Walsh EDU. We will see you next time for the May edition. Thank you.